In today's video, I'm going to be drawing Elsa from Frozen 2, and I'm going to show you how I created that drawing using my Faber-Castell Polychromos. Now, I used my 24 set of Polychromos without a skin tone colouring pencil, so I have blended lots of different colours together to create my light skin tone, and I'm going to show you exactly how I created that. I'm also going to show you how I created the hair for the piece by using the different tonal values within the hair to make it look realistic. If you're new here, my name is Gemma and I create weekly art content, so make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss one of my uploads. So let's get into this drawing of Elsa. I'm really excited to do this one.
I've pre-sketched out my drawing of Elsa and I'm going to make a start on the eyes first because I think they will make my drawing pop immediately. I'm working on toned paper, so these eyes are really going to stand out. If you are interested in seeing more videos about toned paper, I have one linked in the description box below. I'm layering my blues over the top of one another to blend them together, using a darker blue up towards the upper lash line, as there would be a natural shadow in that area. Once I've drawn in the iris, I can then add in the white of the eye, and it's going to show up really nicely because of the toned paper. Next up is the eyebrow, and I'm going to use a mixture of burnt sienna and walnut brown. And I will try and draw in some individual hairlines as well with a darker brown. To give the eyes more definition, I'm going to work on the dark eyeshadow that Elsa is wearing. I'm going to add a layer of magenta in preparation before darkening the lashes. I have also added in a highlight on that brow bone to finish off that eye area. For today's drawing, I'm using the Faber-Castell Polychromos that I own, and I'm using the 24 pack, which doesn't have any skin tone pencils in it. So I will be creating my skin tones by blending different colours together to try and achieve a light skin tone. So I will be showing you exactly how I create that. I will be using my reference photo of Elsa to copy it as accurately as possible. Looking at my reference photo, I can also see some really interesting highlights and a cool blue reflection on Elsa's face, so that will be really interesting to try and draw. I instantly decided on this image of Elsa as I really like the determination of her character in this scene in Frozen 2. To create the skin tone, I'm going to use a mixture of yellow, magenta, burnt ochre and white, and I might throw in a few other colours in there as well. As I actually do not own any skin toned pencils, so I will add them to my wish list for future videos. I'm layering a light layer of yellow before adding the magenta over the top, and then I'm going to add a layer of burnt ochre. And once I'm happy with all of the colours that I have added, I'm going to burnish those together with a white pencil to try and create a light skin tone. All of those colours will just blend together and show through with that white. To blend the pencils a bit further, I'm also going to use a paper towel to blend them. The grey paper is pulling through the skin tone, so I'll have to build up those colours a bit more to achieve a good skin tone. I'm now going to work on the other eye and follow the same steps as before to create that smoky eye effect with the magenta pencil. I will add in the eyebrow as well and the highlight to the brow bone. Once this eye is in, I can really see that the piece is coming together. Those Disney eyes are so big and bold. They're a huge part of the character, and I'm really happy with how they are currently looking. I've added the layers of yellows, browns and magenta to the rest of the face, and I'm going to blend those together by burnishing them. I'm also going to blend with a paper towel and add more colouring pencils where it is needed. Also notice how I've added a blue tone to the outer part of the face. This is to replicate that blue reflection on Elsa's face in the reference photo. I'm also going to add a highlight around the edge of the face, as that's where the light is hitting. Last up on the skin tone is to complete the neck and shoulders. I'm going to concentrate on the shadows under Elsa's chin and use a heavier pressure of magenta and add some walnut brown in the darkest areas too. I will use the same methods as the face for the rest of the neck and shoulder area, layering yellows, browns and magenta before blending those together with a white pencil. I'm also going to add some blue for that blue reflection. Next up is the hair, and I'm actually going to add a light layer of yellow colouring pencil first across the entire head. This will be a good base to start from. A lot of people would try and draw hair by drawing individual hairs. However, this can sometimes make your hair look wiry, so I'm going to be adding colour in sections and then adding wisps of hair to make it look more realistic. To create a more realistic result with your colouring pencils, you will want to focus on your tonal values. The yellow that I've added will act as my mid-tone for now, and I will use the lemon yellow and a white pencil to create lighter tones, and I'll use the walnut brown and the burnt ochre to create darker tones. I've added the walnut brown in any natural breaks in the hair and within the roots. From the roots I'll work outwards and gradually lighten my tones to show where the light is reflecting on the hair. I'm also going to add that cool blue that is reflecting on the edges of Elsa's hair. Let me know in the comments if you would like a more detailed tutorial on how to draw hair and colour in hair. I'm following the directions of each section on Elsa's hair, creating light and dark tones to follow the sweeping shapes. By doing this, you will improve your hair drawing skills, as it looks more realistic than drawing hair in one single direction. I've added the highlight to the middle section of each band of hair, as this is where the light was reflecting, and then the hair colour is then dark at either side of the lightest area. I've blocked in the ponytail and I've got most of the light and dark tones in before refining and achieving a colour that I'm happy with. I will add some loose wispy hairs that are astray from the rest of the pony to make it look more realistic and lifelike. I really like how the ponytail gives us a bit more movement in the piece, and it adds to the drama and that determination of Elsa. I will add some more highlights to Elsa's hair in a moment, so keep watching to see how I add more detail to her hair. Before that though, I'm going to finish off the shoulders and the dress area and then refine some of the skin tones and define the colours a little more. I'm going to build upon the blue reflections to increase the intensity of those colours and try to reduce some of the patchiness from the toned paper. Elsa has got quite rosy blush cheeks in my reference image, so I'm going to add the terracotta colour that I have to try and get that in as best as I can. And then again, I'm going to burnish that out with a white pencil. And I'm also going to add more blues to the edges of her face to really get that blue reflection in, and then refine the rest of the face before adding in some freckles that I can see in the image. Once I'm finished with the face, I then rework over the neck and the shoulder area to really define the shadows and the blue and white highlights to the edge of her shoulder. I can then start working on the details with a white pen, and I add some additional white areas to her eyes to really make those stand out, and I think it makes a huge difference having that white pen just in the iris to really define those eyes. And I use the white pen also to create the glittery effect on her dress, and I also use the white pen in her hair to pull through some more of those highlights. I'm just adding the highlights to any areas that I can see have a natural glow to them, and I increase the intensity of the highlight that I have, and then using a coloured pencil I can then blend that in within the rest of my colouring pencil work, so that helps to incorporate that pen and the pencil all together. Once I've done that, I can then add some more of the blue highlights to the hair, and then I add some wisps of hair with the pen as well.
So there you have it, that was my drawing of Elsa, and I have to say I'm really pleased with the outcome. I especially liked drawing that hair, so if that's something you would like to see in more detail, let me know in the comments, because I can do a whole tutorial on how to draw hair for you if that's something you would like to see. I also really like drawing those eyes. I think they really stood out so nicely with those highlights in the iris. It just finished that piece off so well. Using the colouring pencils on that toned paper, especially for the skin tone, was a bit of a challenge for myself, and I really liked making sure that I had that challenge because it kept me on my toes. Now, I think I will purchase some skin tone pencils just to try out for you guys, and also show you the comparison of mixing my own and also using a pre-made colouring pencil specifically for skin tone. Let me know in the comments if there are any other Disney characters you would like me to draw, and I will put together a tutorial for you on that one. In the meantime, make sure you like, subscribe and hit that notification bell, and go and follow me on Instagram. I will see you next week. Thanks for watching. Bye!